Good morning. Wanted to thank you guys for joining us today for the Pacific Life Index Dimensions webinar. I'm Mike O'Donnell, your sales director at Insurance Agency Marketing, and joining us is Joe Kleitz, internal wholesaler at Pacific Life. He is an index annuity specialist there. Before Joe gets started, just got a few housekeeping items I want to take care of real quick here. We have a couple programs here for new producers. When you refer producers over to us, you'll get a $50 bonus for that referral. And then when they write their first piece of business, you'll get an extra $100 thrown at you. And then you'll get 20 basis points on the business that they write. So it's a nice money-making opportunity for you. All you have to do is tell them about the experience that you have here at IAMS and what we can do for you. And, also to go along with that new producer bonus, we have our marketing reimbursement program. So every $100,000 of premium that you write with us, we will deposit $200 into a marketing account for you. You can use that for a wide variety of things, leads, marketing, websites, newsletters, just about anything to help drive business to you. That is another way that we say thank you for the business through us. Also, we have the new producer bonus that goes along with it. You have the three different levels here: the $100,000, the $300,000, and then the $500,000. And then you can see the corresponding things that you'll get along with that. So you can use these things in combination to help grow and build your business and to service your clients. One of the things that we like here at IAMS is our back office support. We have the catchphrase that will take you from submission to commission. Here we have our case design people here. We have all the forms available. We have the back office support that will look over your applications before we send them to the annuity carrier. And they will make sure that everything's in good order, that your training is up to date and suitability. And we just try to make it as seamless as possible. So that's another thing that you can do, or we can do for you. We have an in-house creative marketing team. These guys can do everything that you see on the screen in front of you. They can do flyers, newsletters, custom stationery, online newsletters, websites. They can help you with social media. They're all in-house here. It's led up by Josh. And then also Tasia and Logan are also on the team. And all three of them can deliver everything that you can imagine. Another great resource is our website, which is available to you 24 hours a day, of course. You can log into it when you're appointed with us. You can get everything that you need off of that website. You can get forms, you can get quotes going, you can send emails to us where we can answer them first thing in the morning, and we will address your needs as quickly as they arise. One of the things that we have here is a retirement analyzer. Marcus Solar is another sales director here, and if you have any questions on using the retirement analyzer software, go ahead and give Marcus a call. That number is 800-255-5055. Again, and his name is Marcus, and he is on my team, and that is kind of his expertise area, and he would love to spend a few minutes and go over those things with you. Another new addition to IAMS is our wealth management firm. In light of the DOL ruling, we decided to venture into the fee-based only area. So if you're looking to get your Series 65 and do managed money or any type of fee-based, we have that available to you. Give us a call. We would love to share more about that with you and how we can work with you on that avenue. Another great thing that we have here is our Life and Annuity Academies. We have a couple of them coming up. One of them is in early September. The attendance is closed, or the registration is closed for that. We have the amount of people that we have room for, but we have another one in early November. That one is going to take place in Des Moines, Iowa at Athene. If you're interested in going to that, give me a call. My number is the same as Marcus's. It's 800-255 5055. And I'm going to open up a poll question right now. And if you're interested in that, then we will go ahead and click yes on that, and I will get you some information on it. All right, thanks for answering on that. We'll keep moving along. Excuse me. Another thing that we have here is our marketing summit that we're hosting in February of 2018. It's at the Boulders Resort and Spa in Arizona. If you're not familiar with this resort, take a minute and look it up online. I can send you out some information on it. It's a great opportunity to get to know us. We'll be out there hosting it. We'll be having some meetings. We'll have some training, and of course, a little extracurricular activities will take place, of course. And they've got an amazing golf course and some tennis opportunities, a full spa, anything you can think of. It would be a great time. It's a good time to get to know us, and it's a great way for us to say thank you for the business that you send to us. If you have any questions, you can always call me. Again, it's 800-255-5055. And what we're going to do now is turn it over to Joe, and we'll get started on the index dimensions part of this.
Okay, Mike, I appreciate that. Thank you. We at Pacific Life are very interested in, are very excited, I should say, to partner with Insurance Agency Marketing Services to bring you our Dimensions product as our latest index product, and to kind of talk about that. Mike, if you could, can you pull the screen back up? You may have to run that for me. Okay, well, for some reason I have a little technical difficulties with the presentation. I apologize for that, but just wanted to talk real quickly about the index dimensions and Pacific Life. Pacific Life, we've been around, it'll be our 150th anniversary next year. We're looking very forward to that, very excited to get that going. But Pacific Life as a company, we are A+ rated across all the 4 major carriers. One thing that we tout here at Pacific Life is our customer service. Very quick to answer the phones in 10 seconds or less. And with policy issues or contracting issues, we try to get the issued same day service that we get. And then with transfers, if transfers are included with that, try to get those transfers over to the other company within 24 hours of delivery. So very quick response times and turnaround times. As I mentioned, we're Pacific Index Dimensions is our latest offering. We came out with that in June of 2015, and really what we wanted to do was bring something a little different than what we had, but really focus on keeping it very simple for the clients and the advisors to go through. We were using 2 indexes on the product. It's our the S&P 500 and the MSCI EPA, however you say it, with a couple of different indexing items or crediting methods, I'm sorry. So we do have a fixed rate account in there. We had using cap rates, a participation rate, and then an enhanced participation rate. And this Mike has a screen pulled back up. I'll let him catch up to where we're at with the crediting methods. So I'm sorry, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but basically with the cap rate, as you understand with most cap rates, if we say 4.5 on a cap, and if the market performs to that, then of course the client gets 4.5, and we do that on a 1-year or 2-year. Our other crediting method is the participation rate or straight participation rate. So if we say 40%, we're looking at the S&P 500 minus any dividends. And so we'll take that return times 40%, and that's what the client will receive. And then with the enhanced participation, it's a higher participation rate, let's say 60%, and then we take a 2% spread from that. So really, with the crediting methods that we have, The cap rates are very steady and easy to understand, so is the participation rate. And why we did this with the enhanced participation and participation rate, really, when the market is up, it gives the clients a very good chance of participating more in that. And so, sometimes the argument is, well, cap rates are the best because you don't know what the market, and the S&P has averaged 8% over its lifetime. But looking at an interesting look back on the last 15 years, there were 13 negative periods. So of course, the client received 0. There were 11 times that it was 0 to 10% was the return, and then there were 13 each of a period of 10 to 20% returns, and then another 13% or 13 times that it was 20 plus. And so Mike's catching up here with us. So Mike, if you go to the slide that has the comparison for us, it should be, there we go, right there, that's fine. So it seemed to jump away from us there. So you can see, if we can go back to that slide, that in the times when, right there, that's perfect. So in the double-digit years, this is a good example. Of course, with the cap, it's 4.5, so it stays 4.5, and participation rate of 40%. You can see throughout the years, if it's 5% return, yes, they only get 2%, but on 15, you get the 6, and the enhanced participation rates likewise. So really feel this is a benefit to clients, especially in those double-digit years, and of course, they've got the floor of the 0%. So you've got essentially 13 different crediting options to use. They are good for the index term that you choose, whether the 1 year or 2 year. And at that time, if you have allocated to any of the different ones, you can meet back with the client to determine if that's the strategy for the next time, or if you want to make changes. Changes can be made on anniversary, but it has to be made on the anniversary that corresponds to the indexing term of 1 or 2 years that you choose. We have 2 contract or surrender charge periods on the contract, either a 7 or 10 year. And then, of course, the surrender charges apply accordingly. Mike, if you can move to the next slide. And so there again, we talk about what's the best that really determines length of time allocation and index performance. And next. And we'll talk a little bit about some additional features. Okay, so right here, access to money may begin as soon as 30 days after contract issues. Withdrawals without charge or market value adjustment is 10% in the first contract year, and 10% of the contract value during the remainder of the withdrawal period. And as I mentioned, very competitive withdrawal periods, 7 or 10 years. Next slide, Mike. And just to talk about the guaranteed minimum surrender value on this contract, it's equal to 87.5 of the purchase payment minus any withdrawals accumulated at a fixed interest rate of 1% currently. And then upon surrender, client is guaranteed to receive the value greater of the contract value minus any withdrawal charges, MBA or optional rider fees, or the guaranteed minimum surrender value. And it's guaranteed for the life of the contract. And next slide, Mike. So the standard death benefit is if death occurs before the annuity begins, the greater of the contract value or guaranteed minimum surrender value will pass directly to the beneficiary. So it may help avoid the delays and costs of probate. And just talk about the annuitization options. We have 2 options on this contract. It's life with a period certain of 5 years or joint and survivor life. We do not allow partial annuitization. And the contract was set up, the annuitization is set to, if they choose to annuitize, because we have other features, that the annuitization would begin at a certain age. I think it's 105. It may vary with 4 states. So if you're looking at annuitization, you can certainly discuss that with your IAMS team or give me a call. And Mike, next slide. And we have some optional benefits, and I think they're very competitive for what using this product for what the client needs it for. If they're looking for income, we do have a optional living benefit, or if it's legacy money, something they want to pass on to their heirs, we do have an optional death benefit. So we can go to the next slide, Mike. So to talk about the lifetime income benefit, it's guaranteed lifetime withdrawals beginning at age 59.5, and opportunities to increase your retirement income either on a single or joint life option. And the annual charge for the single life and joint life is 75 basis points. Now we could take that up to 1.5, but that has not changed since we've come out with the product. And we go to the next. So just to look at the age banding that we have, at 59 to 64 is 4.5, and then you take 50 basis points for joint life. You can see the banding there, our largest band being age 70 to 79 at 5.5%, 5% for the joint life. Next. And so there's two ways to increase lifetime annual withdrawals, either defer withdrawals, which gives you a 7% annual credit added to the protected payment base, or we have automatic or owner reset. So the crediting stops when there's a withdrawal taken. So say in a year they had emergency, they had to stop the crediting. What they could do in the next year on next anniversary is choose to reset that. And what it would do at that time is take the contract value and start that 7% with 7% credit for up to another 10 years on the contract. And Mike, the next slide. So just a quick slide on how the 7% works for the 10 years. As you can see, on 100,000, after 10 years, you've got an income base of 170,000. And just to give a few examples of the dollar amounts as we look at this, so you put it at 100,000 after the 10 years, depending on the client's age. For the 70, 79, they pull an annual income of 9,350, and if it's joint life, looking at 8,500. Another feature that we put on the contract, or it's a rider for the contract, is an interest enhanced death benefit. So what we're doing there is that we will grow the amount of interest credited plus an additional 2%. So even in your negative years, the clients isn't receiving any interest crediting, they are receiving 2% towards their roll-up on their death benefit. And the roll-up period is either 20 years or age 85, and there's some state variation with that, and at a very low cost. So it's 40 basis points on the death benefit, kind of the idea of, spending $1 to get 5 on towards your death benefit base. Mike, to go to the next slide. So how the death benefit works: assume 100,000 purchase payment by a 60-year-old, no withdrawals made during the 20-year period, and then the interest credit is based on historical performance of the S&P 500. In this case, we use the 1-year point-to-point crediting method with a hypothetical cap of 5 years, and then of course the 40 basis point fee is deducted annually. Mike, you'll move to the next slide. Should have a should show the slide so you can see how this works with some actual performance of the market, and then the death benefit. You end up after 20 years, you have a contract value of 173,000 some change, with a death benefit 281,000 and some change. And the recent case I worked on is that death benefit, unlike the income rider, does not stop crediting with withdrawals are taken. So we worked on and looked at an example of a client that was age 70 and had to pull their RMDs, but then wanted to preserve as much as they could for legacy. So we put the death benefit rider on it. They were taking, of course, just the RMD out, which we were calculating for them. And it held the principal and actually continued to grow into the death benefit up to age 85. And then because it stops, there was a gradual decline, but still kept up past the contract value well into the 90s. But so this is just graphical representation of how the death benefit works. And as you can see, if it, base grew and above the contract. So with index dimensions, we are a single premium or limited premium contract. So the purchase payment is $25,000, and maximum issue age on this is age 80. And like we talked about purchase payments, we do allow multiple purchase payments, and 1035 exchange transfer requests are permitted. They need to come in with the application. Now, if it is additional cash purchase payment, we permit that within the first 60 days of contract issue up to a maximum of $100,000. And the total purchase payment, any total purchase payment more than $1 million would need home office approval before being submitted. And of course, there's no contract fee, just the cost of the riders. Mike, if you'll go on to the next one. And just to re-highlight, Pacific Life, very strong ratings, A+ across all the 4 major carriers. Definitely, we've been awarded several times by the Dalbar rating service on our service. And then, of course, you have wholesaler support to working through IAMS. And you have some additional contacts here. If needed, they can get you in touch. We have an advanced marketing team. There are lawyers and tax professionals and can help with advanced questions that you may have. And then I can assist through IAMS with illustrations and any product materials and so forth. So, and the next slide, Mike. So just to cover real quickly, specific index dimensions, safety of principal with growth potential, simple, transparent interest crediting options, and an optional enhanced lifetime income benefit or interest enhanced death benefit, and then client-friendly features such as competitive withdrawal charge periods and a portion of withdrawals without charge. And I will speak real quickly. We have had this product out for 3 calendar years, and the way we've set it up with its simplicity, we really, with the crediting methods, we designed it that we have participation rates and enhanced participation rates. Now, those could change after the indexing term, but very proud that we've been able to, we built this product and continue that over this 3-year period, any index crediting that came up for renewal, we have not changed percentages or caps on that. So that's what we managed to, is keeping those crediting methods as you see them, try to do that through the contract period, barring any economic circumstances that would require us changing that. But with that, that is specific index dimensions. And like I said, I'm again happy to bring this through you, insurance agency marketing service, and Mike and his team. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Mike, and he will be in contact. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate your time today. As you guys can see, the index dimension is it's a good fixed index annuity with a strong company. One of the things I like about it is the stability of the participation and the rates and the caps. Another key feature is the interest enhanced death benefit. That is a strong play for that. A lot of people are looking for legacy money, or they're looking for a way just to leave a little bit extra to their family, their beneficiaries, and that's a nice way to do it at a low cost. Real quick, I want to open up one more poll question. If you're interested in more information on IAMS Wealth Management, please let us know. We will have Charles Jr. or Mike Hansen give you guys a call on that, and they can review what is available and what we can do to support you with that. I'll leave that poll open for just another quick minute. Again, I want to touch on the new producer bonus that we have in the marketing reimbursement programs. Those are, nice opportunities for us to say thank you for what you do for us and put money back into your pockets to help drive business to you. Last thing before we go, I'm going to close out that poll. Thank you for that. I want to thank Joe Kleitz for your time today and your expertise, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions on this. I'm really familiar with this product as well. I work closely with Joe. I've worked with them for several years now, and I can answer any questions on it, and we can get you contracted with us and Pacific Life, and we can do everything to bring that business home. Again, thanks for your time today, and I look forward to talking to you guys in some follow-up calls. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Mike.